What's up, guys? Today I want to talk to you about living on one income. Now, we live here in Southern California, which is very, very expensive, and I just want to give you a couple ways of how we, a family of 5, make it work. So the first thing we did was we cut down to one car. It was a bit difficult at first because California, Los Angeles, it's a big place and you need 2 cars, pretty much what we thought, to get around. But when I started homeschooling and I was home most of the days with the kids and husband worked right around the corner, it was easy to just drop him off and then we had a car on the days that we needed a car. But it saved us maintenance and gas and all that with having a second car. So one car worked for us in this big city. I know that's something that you choose to do. I know you can make it work for you too. Number 2, we cut out any unnecessary bills that would just come out of our account every single month. And the first one was cable. Cable is really expensive out here. Like, I know there's places like in Ohio where you can get cable for like $9.99, like a basic cable, but our cable out here started without internet. It starts at like 50 bucks. So that was one thing we felt like we could live without, especially when you can do Netflix and Hulu for around $14 a month. So cable was the second thing that went out. We figured we could live without it and it's no big deal and it saves us 40, 50 bucks a month. Third thing that we implemented into our budget was the envelope system. Now I'm gonna link a video so you guys can see what I use for our envelopes and how we kind of divide it up in another video, so you can check that out. But the envelope system has basically changed our lives. I didn't like it at first when my husband said budget. I'm like, I'm not great with money, so it wasn't something that I was really excited about. But when I saw how we were able to live and still enjoy our lives, but we had money in the bank, we were able to save, we were able to give, it just became more and more and more appealing to me, where now I'm doing that with my fun money, spending money every single month. And having the envelope system has been great. When it runs out, that's it. No digging in the bank account, getting more money. You need to budget and make sure that that's all that you're using. And that has allowed us to get out of debt, and we are currently debt free because of that system and because of just making sure we stick to what we've budgeted for a certain item or a bill or things like that, and just not really seeping and leaking holes from our bank account. So envelope system, it really does work. You live like no one else, so later you can live like no one else. The fourth thing is to designate one person that handles the money. So my husband is really good at managing money. I, on the other hand, am not. I'm trying to not be an impulsive buyer, but spender, but that's me. Like, I see something and I like need to have it right now. He's not like that. He can wait and price check and wait for months for things to go on sale, wait till next year till a newer version comes out or whatever. I'm not that person, so I wouldn't be the best one to be in charge of our money. So I'm glad that he's taking on that responsibility, and I know that we'll never be poor because he has a handle on it and he knows what can go out, he knows what's coming in, and when we need to just cut back and stop with all the extra spending. So I appreciate that. I appreciate his self-control, and I definitely would choose him to be in charge of all of our financial decisions, because I know I can trust him with it, and I know that he's gonna use wisdom when it comes to things that are going out and that our family is gonna be taken care of. And the fifth thing, and probably the most important thing, is to get rid of debt. So that was our first and biggest hurdle before we even got married, is we used some of our wedding money that we got from our parents to pay off the debt that we could, and then we took the rest of it and used it towards our wedding. We just didn't feel like it was necessary to spend thousands of dollars on a wedding when we had debt and we wanted a life. Like, we wanted to start our life on a good note and not have to worry about bills and didn't want to start off our marriage with a lot of debt and a lot of, you know, financial responsibility. Marriage is hard enough, and majority of marriages break up because of money. So we didn't want that to be a cause of strife in our marriage. So that's one thing that we tried to take care of before we actually got married. And it's something that we have been striving to do for the last 6 years, is to become debt free. And last year we were able to write our last bill and we are debt free. And it's an amazing freedom. It's an amazing feeling to be debt free and not owe anybody. So that's it, you guys. Those are my tips for learning how to live on one income. I think that one of the things that I loved learning was before we decided to live on one income was to practice. If one person wants to quit their job in the near future, well, practice saving their income now and seeing how you can live on just, you know, your income, mom, or just dad's income, and learn how to adjust from that point of view. One of the major things also is you have to learn how to compromise. You have to learn how to sacrifice. It was a sacrifice to go down to one car. It is a sacrifice to be on a budget and not have a lot of spending money to eat out and go on to movies and things like that. But it's worth it now. Not that, you know, we got money, we're just throwing money everywhere, but being debt free and not owing anyone, your money goes further. You're able to dream, you're able to be creative, you're able to start businesses and just do different things in your life because you have that freedom and you feel comfortable. You're not being weighed down by debt, and your whole focus is paying off debt and getting from under that just blanket of owing someone. So it's a freedom, and with that freedom comes so many possibilities. And I'm so excited that this was one of the number one things that we focused on before, and even the first years of our marriage, was just getting rid of that kind of debt so that we could have freedom to work anywhere, live anywhere, go anywhere, and just really enjoy the life that God has given us and that we're trying to make for our family. So I hope these tips helped you guys and encourage you to try some. Maybe you can't try them all at once, but try a few and see how it is, and how it just changes your way of living and maybe your way of thinking and maybe your family. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.